Welcome to more War Thunder Ground Forces with Greg Merrick. Today I'll be driving my T-34-85. As you can see here, 85 is for the millimeter of the gun it fires. It's an amazing gun on this tank, just as it was in history. And you can take on Tigers, Panthers, whatever you want. It fires nearly a 20-pound round at the enemy. Let's see how this goes here. We'll speed it up just a little bit. See how this goes. Lock in my view with what I saw in game if I'm able here. There we go. Now this turret has a 90 millimeters of armor in the front, which is actually pretty significant for the tanks I'll be fighting. Even the Panthers and Tigers every once in a while had trouble damaging me through my turret. Especially if they're at decent range and they're not perfectly dialed in on me. These are AI itty-bitty tanks rolling around here. They're a good source of experience points and money. Other than that, they're kind of a nuisance, because it makes you feel like you're being fired at by players sometimes, when in actuality you're being fired at by a completely ineffectual AI. This silly little tank looks like it might try to take my position here. Hopefully it doesn't stay there. I see an AI tank over here. Speaking of free experience and money, I'll take it. Now the bad thing is you can get tunnel vision destroying these NPCs, and players can hunt you down. Not my preferred method of death, let me tell you. Now what I'm waiting for enemies to advance under this bridge here, or onto the ridges to my left or right. Now I'm using free look to keep my eye out. Make sure I don't get surprised by anyone. This is a really good hold down position. The only people... Oh, here we go. Two Panthers coming. I actually think that was a non-damaging hit. I don't think he quite knows where that came from. And now he sees me. But... let's see here. Oh, yeah. It hit his ammo. All those flames going straight up. Oh, another Panther. That was his buddy. Oh, another ammo strike. Beautiful. I bet he didn't enjoy that too much. Now I believe I'm going to run to a little bit of waiting here, so I'm going to speed it up. Now there's another AI tank there I'll happily take out for more money. More money, more experience. Just don't want to get jumped by another player if I can help it. Looks like we pretty well stalled their advance here. Don't want to make you dizzy. I'll slow it down for a second. I've got some allies I know over closer to the objective. Or I'm sorry, at least further to my south. I'd show you the map, but these replays get a little buggy and I don't want to risk it. But I have got players, allied players, both to my south and north, and we seem to be just holding this line right now. Much of the firing you hear are these AI tanks. I'm going to go and speed it back up, making sure I'm not getting flanked. You get flanked in this game very frequently, especially if your team starts to slip. I'm also keeping an eye on how many friendly players have been taken out. Now there's a Panther up there. You can just barely see a sliver of him. There's a Panther up there I fired at and missed. Now I'm concerned he can get an angle and fire at me. Trying to prevent that. Now I can hear these larger rounds that are going out. These are from other friendly players. One of the T-34s of this tier only has a 57 millimeter gun. And it sounds like that little pew-pew sound that you hear over there. No, I'm sorry, that's an autocannon. But the other strikes landing on that hill over there from a 57 millimeter. I think I've about decided it's time to push on. I believe I was looking at the scoreboard and I saw that they hadn't killed any of us yet, so I figured that they must be in the back camping. Still having no luck in my beautiful position here. I don't see any aggressive moves by them or us at this point, so I was trying to play it a little safe. Still nothing exciting going on. I see some rounds firing on the underside of that or landing on the other side of that bridge there, which concern me. It's a little too infrequent to be one of these little piddly AI tanks. So I finally decided to advance here. There's no enemies in sight. A little bit of trouble crossing that terrain. Oh, you see that smoke? I sure did. There's an enemy tank over there. And not an AI tank either. That was too much smoke to be one of those little tanks. And you can see rounds bouncing off of it too. As it turns out, it's another Panther. Put a round into his turret. On the edge of that mantlet, I don't want to hit the gun. I'm afraid I'll bounce if I hit the gun. But I believe I did hit him some solid damage with that first hit. And then another hit. And he's decided it's time to back up. I think his gun's locked up. Try to put another round in. Boom. One more tank down. That's 3 Panthers that I can put little check marks on my tank for this match. Can't say I much mind that. Taking out Panthers is what the 85mm is for. It's a beautiful tank. The chassis is the same as the T-34, which was really nice early on, but it's become not so nice. If I get hit in the chassis, it's going through at this point. And that's the match. All right. So that was the T-34-85. Love the tank, tier 3. Really enjoying the game at this point. And doing well with the crew. War Thunder Ground Forces is got a huge amount of potential. I can't tell you enough. A huge amount of potential. They still need to do a little bit of balancing, flush out the trees just a little bit, open up the American, British, and Japanese trees, and that way we can just... Oh, and also if they could... These events here, they have historical battles in these, not the squadron battles here, but these events here are historical battles which limit the planes that you can take in. Now, once they include tanks with these, or even simply tanks and no planes, you can really feel like you're in a historical setting, in a historical battle. No respawns, period-appropriate tanks. Even the numbers can be different, so if you could have weaker T-34s against Tigers and Panthers, and really, really get a lot out of this game. I really feel like the touch of realism this game adds is really what's needed in a World of Tanks or just tank simulator game. And when I say simulator, that would you'd be using the term loosely in some of the competition for this game. But all right, well, thanks for joining me again, and I'll see you next time.